his number one industry, which is agriculture, and he represents Iowa's 3rd Congressional District. Representative Zach Nunn, please recognize him for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Chairman Thompson, as well as our colleagues on the Ag Committee. As a 6th-generation Iowan and part of a Century family farm, collectively we know the hands, hearts, and hard work of Iowa farmers feed and fuel the world. Now, every Iowan is impacted by this upcoming Farm Bill and the agricultural policy that's included, whether it's as part of the supply chain, in the grocery store checkout line, or at a dinner table, as I, with my 6 kids, know very well based on our grocery bills. Unfortunately, input costs are up, surging 35% in recent years, and inflation is driving those profits down. Now, we know this. Farmers are not price makers. They are price takers, and too often, as the chairman has highlighted, they end up bearing the brunt of those cost increases. It was reported earlier this year that Iowa pork producers alone are experiencing their worst loss in 25 years amid a difficult economy. Producers are facing enough difficulties without worrying about D.C. being the one that hurts their business. They deserve far better than to be saddled with the consequences of politicians here in D.C. who might not be doing their job. And so that is why it's important that we must pass a bipartisan farm bill as soon as possible. And I'm grateful for our chairman taking the reins on this. As farmers deserve to have the certainty they need to continue running their operations after a busy harvest season, it is critical that this farm bill include key provisions, including strengthening the farm safety net for the more than 85,000 family farms in my home state of Iowa and so many more around the country. We must support also the next generation of farmers, both access to capital as well as beginning their own farm operation. Increase rural economic development with access to credit for grants, loans, and improved infrastructure, including improvement for rural broadband. Bolstering innovation in security and agriculture by expanding cybersecurity resources, where ag is one of the top 3 sectors under attack today, and importantly, preventing places like China from purchasing farmland right here in America. Ultimately, we must help the farmers, the best stewards of our land, conserve their farmland as our national resource. And unleashing America's energy independence begins with a fight for biofuels in places like Iowa. So, Mr. Chairman, I'll continue to fight for Iowa's farmers and producers as we move forward. I look forward to working with you and this team. It's time for Congress to come together, pass a farm bill for the betterment of our farmers, producers, communities, and families like yours and mine. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield my time.
Well, Representative Nunn, thank you so much for your leadership. Now, please recognize a gentleman from Georgia 8.